Yes.
Hey, good day, everyone. My name is Ganga Gotula. I'm the founder and CEO of Global Institute of Technology. Okay, so just wanted to introduce ourselves so that we can kick off quickly. Sorry for the delay, but I wanted to make sure that everybody is there and we're able to speak to you. One of the important thing what's happening in the world of technology revolution. So once again, my name is Ganga Gotula. I'm the founder and CEO of Global Institute of Technology. I'm having with me Mr. Dr. Beju, who is the AI expert, and he has got more than 30 years of experience in the world of artificial intelligence. And as the Global Institute of Technology, we have more than 10 years of experience in certifying and developing the workforce in the world of technology. We did train, if not hundreds and thousands of individuals from ground zero to professionals in the networking, cybersecurity, cloud computing, all that, different certification programs, including some of the government related, the cybersecurity programs and other things. And we were able to, uplift the employment opportunities by bringing people into the workforce environment. And especially as AI is evolving, I'm not quite sure whether any one of you have seen the keynote speech of Satya Nadella, who is the CEO of Microsoft. One thing is changing a lot. Yesterday, he was talking not only the software, it's the hardware. And one of the key things we need to take away from that speech, as far as I'm concerned, is in 1 year, there is a almost 10 years worth of development has already been done in the world of AI. So just imagine everybody, not only technocrats, everybody is talking about the artificial intelligence. And as part of our responsibility, being running the institution, we wanted to make sure that the individuals are getting trained and also certified in a way that they are ready for the change which is happening, believe it or not. That's the whole purpose of this workforce development program in artificial intelligence. So that's how the program starts. And before that, I just wanted to give you an agenda of what we are trying to do today. But if you guys can briefly introduce yourself, and then, if you have any specific questions or concerns related to this workshop or any other area, we will be happy to talk about that. But this program is meant for giving you complete knowledge of, how the trends are taking place in the artificial intelligence and what we need to understand and get ready for the future opportunities, especially job opportunities, or continue to grow in the career where you are, so that you are empowered with the necessary skills for you to do your job. And also make sure that, anyone who you wanted to empower, this is the right opportunity for them to get into this workforce development of artificial intelligence. That's what it is. By the way, let Beju introduce himself so that he can talk the length and breadth of the artificial intelligence and also his experience. Beju, please.
Yeah, thank you, Ganga. As Ganga said, I've had almost 3 decades of experience in artificial intelligence, but this is not about me. This is about, as Ganga said, the current landscape and how you might fit into that, right? I'm just here to support, right, based on my experience, based on both as a researcher in AI, as well as application, the person who pursued and still pursues both research and applications, right? So that's what I'm here for. I'll be basically teaching the courses, right?
He's the lead instructor.
Right. I'll be teaching the courses, so you'll be in good hands in that sense. But just to summarize in one sentence, the time is now for AI. So you are at the right place, definitely. As Ganga said, starting from Microsoft to any company you take it, not just the big ones, but even the small ones need to invest in AI. Partly because, again, for the other thing he told us, right? We are able to do 1 year's worth of work. In 1 year, we are able to do 10 years worth of work, right? That is an order of magnitude efficiency gain. So there are definitely a lot of upside. there are a lot of opportunities here. There's a lot of upside. So, I can't wait to kind of, for Ganga to show the content here so that we can, we can cover the content and we can address if you have any questions.
Yeah, sure. That's most important thing. We wanted to make sure that you understand how the landscape is changing and what are the skills required for the futuristic approach. Once again, the Global Institute of Technology, as I said, for the last 10 years, doing this day in and day out, and I wanted to make sure that the people are aware of these kind of changes, what's happening, and how you prepare for the job opportunities, especially the traditional 4-year degree and 2-year degree is not going to work in the case of the changing world. So that's where professionals like you already have the experience. I don't think you have time to go to 4 years degree or 2 years degree anymore. Rather, you wanted to add the skill set which not only enhance your abilities but also empowers so that you are ready for the futuristic jobs. So by saying that, let me go to the objectives of today's presentation. First, we need to understand what is AI and also why does it matter today, right? And that in a way, Beju is going to talk what's happening in the world of AI and what we need to do. Then comes exploring the industry trends, especially how these big guys are playing a bigger role of you are hearing about everybody talking the artificial intelligence and also ethical aspects of it. But we need to understand what is changing in the world of AI and what job roles are being created in AI, and also what kind of path you need, especially working professionals like you can get into the AI market and say that you have a credential to prove that you worked or the artificial intelligence. One of the key part in any learning world, so far the institutions and educational universities were able to give you degrees and some kind of credentials. But unfortunately, in the world of IT, if you have seen for the last 10 years, it's the certification which made us to marketable in the space of job placements and things like that. That's what the certification path or the career path in AI we need to have. And also provide a clarity and vendor neutral, because I'm going to talk about Gartner and all those things, what's happening in the world of AI, who are the users, who are the builders. That's what it is. So we will talk about that. And also provide an end-to-end approach for the learning. And also not only just learning, for example, if you go to a school kind of scenario, it's all theory and all those things, but you need to have a practice also hands-on. That's where, when somebody is giving us a job opportunity, if I have to employ you, obviously I'm going to ask you, do you have any practice? Or did you do any projects and things like that? That's what we're going to talk. And also, end of the day, how do you implement certain aspects of AI? And what is that importance for you to do an end-to-end kind of scenario? Okay. And also, we wanted to make sure that individuals is prepared for a career change or a new career in AI. Somebody who wanted to start with the fundamentals, yes, they can start. They can build the AI, engineer, something like that, by adding all the certification paths and things like that. And also at the end of the day, end of this presentation, we wanted to make sure that you understand some of the building components of the AI. And that's where Beju is going to show some aspects of artificial intelligence and how it works, how the data sets can be built. And Manu is also going to show one of the demo of how simply artificial intelligence can be, used. Again, not as a user, but as a builder, what you can do and things like that. Okay, then I will give it to Beju, who can talk about the AI, what it is and how, it is very important for us in today's technology revolution.
Yeah, definitely. So, like any field in AI, any field in IT or computer science, AI has its genesis in academics, right? First you do research, and if something is successful, then it becomes an industry commercialization trend, right? And that's how AI evolved. When Ganga said, I have 3 decades of experience in AI, when I started, it was actually pretty easy framework, academic framework, and it was nowhere closer to where we are today. So essentially, it started as simulating human intelligence, human brain, using concepts of neurons and neural nets. That's how it all started, right? And now it has evolved. Obviously, it has evolved quite a bit. If you look at ChatGPT is putting AI in your hands, right? So that has made AI kind of a household term, right? So, but essentially, it is simulation of human intelligence. That's how the simple academic perspective started. From an industry point of view, it's obviously a part of IT and computer science, but there is a lot more to it. Actually, it is capable of performing some of the tasks which we do, so that we don't have to do it. Machines can do it, right? So that's what AI is. It's, as the name says, it's artificial intelligence, right? The one thing in AI, which AI is a vast field, right? So we will in this coursework, you will actually learn many aspects of AI. One critical component of AI is called machine learning. So the fundamental leap of AI has happened when machine learning came to life. Machines can take the data, it consumes the data. You don't have to tell machine anything, and it gives you some of the outcomes which a human would have gotten, but in a much faster way, right? That is the power of AI. Why does it matter? It matters because, economic impact is huge. Global economic impact is in the order of 15 to 16 trillion over the next 7 years. Right? And you want to be part of that. You want to be part of that economic impact, either by, you can be part of that either by, being a spectator or being a participant, right? If you can participate in that, economic growth or economic upside, then you can be part of those gains. In other words, you can realize some of those gains. Right? As Ganga was saying, the breadth of AI is everywhere, essentially. In other words, AI is ubiquitous, right? It is in healthcare, it's in automation, it's in space exploration, it's everywhere. But one thing is, again, Ganga touched upon ethics also. It's everywhere, but we as a society need to make sure that it is being used in responsible way. You will see that one of the courses is actually responsible AI. So in that sense, it's a very different curriculum. It's not only the vendor neutral curriculum, but it's a very comprehensive curriculum. Believe it or not, you are actually seeing AI everywhere. Smart home, recommendation engine like Netflix, and every retailer has been using AI, or actually is using AI to improve their customer engagement, to improve their sales, to improve their e-commerce sales, especially. And we touched upon this ethical and societal consideration, right? Everything exists for a society, right? It doesn't, you create value in the society, but at the same time, society is a landscape for you to create value in, but at the same time, you have to honor some constraints, right? In other words, you have to have some considerations, like you have to be ethical, you have to be legal. You need to know what is the liability when AI system goes wrong. It can go wrong. Anything can go wrong, right? IT can go wrong, AI can go wrong. But when it goes wrong, who is responsible for it? The liability aspect. So you need to be aware of all these things. And this is the kind of exposure you get here, which is broad and comprehensive.
Yeah. So that's a good part of it, because that's where the ethical aspects of AI, and people are concerned that are we going to be obsolete? Obviously, right. If you are not part of the change, obviously anybody can be obsolete, and especially the powerful technologies such as artificial intelligence, which are really threat to the human, intelligence, because you are able to replace certain things. And other day I was hearing to Sam Altman, messaging that within 2 to 3 years, missions are going to take away a lot of our, thinking even. They are going to empower. So that's where, it starts really investing in the skills now. Okay. I was just attending Gartner's IT symposium just 3-4 weeks back, as you can see here. One important thing, one takeaway is most of the buzz which has been created by about 70 to 80% of this is by the users. That means the people who are using ChatGPT and all those things, making a lot of social kind of things. But that's not what it is. It is game-changing AI is the 20%. That means you wanted to be a builder, not a user. For a user, there is no job, to be honest with you. For the builder, that's where you can really make things happen. That's where the job opportunities are there. Of course, you build the solutions so that it is more cost effective, more, kind of efficient way of doing certain things, but you want it to be on the right side than the left side. So that's what this program is about. So why we have to do that investment right now? First thing, you wanted to prove your career, future proof, especially. If you are already a professional, you wanted to make sure that you have the required skills to talk and take advantage of the artificial intelligence which is coming. Believe it or not, it is replacing all the enterprises, the way they are transacting, especially after COVID. It has been proven that so much diversification has happened. People can get this teaching and learning from any corner of the world. We are competing with the entire world. And our career, if I'm not skillful, can be replaced by anyone. So that's why you wanted to take the advantage of the system which is evolving, especially in the artificial intelligence, so that you are competitive, you're taking advantage of that competition, right? And also, obviously, any innovation is going to bring a lot of career opportunities, especially when it is evolving. And if you are part of that change, you are the change really, and you are able to grab those opportunities and tell the enterprises, especially the opportunities. Even you can become your own entrepreneur to do certain AI related stuff. So that's where we are going to talk. And this program is not meant for any particular Microsoft or Google or IBM. It is a vendor neutral. And also continue to upskill yourself, continue to have career opportunities and things like that. Continuous growth is very, very important for us to be in the world of technology. So that's what we need to invest in our own skills so that we are taking opportunities. And especially I encourage all the younger generation to be part of this change and revolutionize and upskill yourself, that you don't have to spend tons of money, because I'm seeing a lot of kids going to schools and colleges, especially universities and all. Each degree, how much it costs? 200K, 300K, it's a big mortgage on your head. Come on. You don't want to have a mortgage once you get out of the school. You wanted something job waiting for you. I think it's not a rocket science. That's where this AI is coming in a way that you can learn a lot of things and you can implement and you can make others' life easy while making your career build. So that's where you have to be very clear whether you want it to be a builder or a user, right? So that's the difference, 80-20. You have to be on the right side, not on the left side. So that's where the message is very clear. You become a builder, not just a user. Okay. So once you are a builder, what is that you have to think of? What are the most AI skills wanted in 2023 and 24? Fortunately, 23 is ending, so you are in 24. But emerging skills are obviously in builder community, especially modeling in AI, like you are hearing about GPTs, no longer kind of, APIs and all those things. It is beyond that. Missions talking to the missions. Only thing is you have to know what you have to do. You don't have to code. The cubicle coding, what we used to do 30 years back, is gone now. There are systems available for, you give the prompt engineering, the programs can be developed, and then you can be part of it. Interfacing and also interaction designers. That means you need to have a knowledge of talking one system to another system. Again, there is no rocket science involved, but rather understanding how things work so that you are able to interface certain things and make more productive approach. Somebody wanted to be a creators of the content. Yes, this is the right time for you to be the AI content creator. And also data. Data is the key. Without data, there is no AI. Believe it or not. If there is no data, there is no AI. All these large language models and everything talks about the data. And the curation of that data is the critical part of it. And also training those models in a way that you have a productive solution at the end of the day. And obviously, as we talked, it is very important that as a human generation, we need to understand the ethics and also governance, especially, you know about the President Biden recently created some executive order on the AI.
Right. Yeah.
So everybody, politicians are concerned about the job opportunities for the people because they have to balance the entire system. That's where the equal opportunity comes into play. When you are kind of running a nation, you got to be responsible for giving equal opportunities to all the people. So that's where the ethics part of it comes and governance part of comes into play. So you can be that specialist if you have some knowledge about the ethics and governance and the security part of it. How you can be, part of that professional, especially in the AI. So I will also talk a little bit about the skills related to user community. Obviously, AI is going to transform the workforce. I'm going to show a couple of slides, how much changes it is going to happen within 5 years. Again, this is done by the World Economic Forum, but how it is going to touch our jobs, every day-to-day jobs also, and what it is going to mean for higher productivity and also GDP growth. Believe it or not, every country is competing in this environment because now the internet and the computing power is everywhere because of the cloud computing. When yesterday Satya was talking, he's talking about the chipset, which can do powerful things, data sets and other things, with the NVIDIA chipset, they have designed the new chips, which can take these data sets in a way that they are powerful, cloud computing systems. And those can be enabled on the system in a way that your productivity will be enhanced. Only thing what we have to do is we need to understand how things work. And you wanted to be part of that game change. And also your jobs and occupations are going to change depending on the extent to which work activities can be automated. Everything is being automated. Even when we get up in the, every day morning, you are being scheduled for certain tasks in today's world, so that you are being activated in a way that how your day is going to run. So that's what is going to change happen. So you have to understand what's happening. That's where the real you will be part of the building, not the user scenario. Okay, so this is one of the examples, like the future of jobs, especially from the World Economic Forum of 2023. They made a detailed study how it is going to impact AI. Almost AI changes 25%. That means 1/4 of all our jobs in 5 years. Some jobs are already being changed. I'm sure everybody is using the navigator when you're driving. It is giving you the direction based on the traffic and all those things. Believe it or not, that is being driven by a big AI from Google, right? It can tell you how many minutes this traffic is going to take for you to get away that traffic issue, whatever you have on the road. Like that is only for the social kind of scenario. But imagine how that comes to our jobs. Right? The same impact, is going to measure our skills and make sure that you are able to take advantage of the artificial intelligence and enhance your productivity, enhance your ability to do better things. And also 44% of the workforce, again, this is not from us, this is from the World Economic Forum. That means 1 in 2 people, their skills have to be upgraded, upskilled or reskilled in a way that you are ready for the job opportunity. That means everybody, if you are working for any company or working for yourself, we need to upgrade. So that's where the future of jobs require a skills first approach. Nothing else, skill. And AI and people skills will be the new workplace currency. That's the money to talk. How many people you have skill, how many people you have certified individuals you have on your community and on your enterprise, things like that. That makes a lot of difference. That's a new currency to talk. And also how the productivity, especially the cost of production, is going to be reduced because the technology is evolving. Everything has to be reduced, and more and more work is going to be done. The activities are going to be done in a better way, but at the same time, everybody is expected to do more productive work. Less cost. That's what is the focus. And also AI has enabled better user experience. You can see that, the way some of the user experiences, especially the computing world, are coming up. It's highly intuitive, highly interactive. They are given the direction, which way you have to take, what direction you have to do, especially the co-pilot and things like that, making our life easy. When I was making this presentation ready, Microsoft is already asking me, do you need co-pilot help? I said, no, right, not right now. So just imagine, it is trying to tell me how much time you are going to take for this presentation, how best you can do it. Okay. So that's where the reduction in existing roles offset by increase in job opportunities, and also with immense diversity and also inclusivity. Believe it or not, when the technology is available, the computing power is available for everyone across the nation in USA. The cities or the metropolitan places which are taking advantage of these programs, that is not going to happen. Everybody who is sitting in a village can take advantage of it. They can be the next generation coder, no matter where you are sitting. That's the real diversity. That's a real change with a effective approach. That means you don't have to drive. You don't have to stay in a dorm to get educated. You are sitting in a corner, you are learning and you are doing and you are competing with the world. That's what real inclusion. And only thing is, somebody has to open their eyes and to be part of this game-changing, building opportunities. Okay, who is hiring now? Let us see. Top guns. Microsoft. Google, Alphabet, right? NVIDIA. All these big guys are hiring. That's the difference. And Amazon, Meta, Adobe, all these guys are, these people are hiring for the last couple of years, in the world of AI. But that's where the trickling is going to happen. That's where the mid-size and small-size companies, when they use these tools and technologies, they need the skilled people who are certified, who can work with any technology or who have got the credentials in a way that they are useful for the future jobs. That's where, it's a time for you now in a way that you are taking advantage of that next step, building your lasting career in the AI with, easy steps to follow. Okay. I'll give a question Q&A. We'll go through the Q&A session once the presentation is done. But please, if you have any questions or anything, there is a place for you to put your questions, typed, so that we address everything and we'll make sure that all the questions are answered for today's session. Don't hesitate that, put any question is a good question in my view. Okay. But before wasting a lot of your time, I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the programs. Again, the vendor neutral kind of scenario, how the humans and machines can be interacted, and the program name and certification. Especially we start, if somebody wanted to understand what is the fundamentals of AI, you start with the AI fundamentals plus course. And then, as I said, without data, there is no AI. It is very, very important for us to understand the data part of it. Again, data does not mean that it's a curated data. It can be anything. Even the pictures, the video, audio, everything can be a part of the data, but it has to be streamlined. You need to understand how the data can be put in a way that a machine can understand. That's what it is. Also, obviously, the deep learning. Once you have those basic fundamentals, then you need to get into the deep understanding of how these things are aligned and connected in a machine language so that you can talk. Again, I'm not talking a lot of coding here. Anybody who is having some kind of basic knowledge of how systems work can learn these things. And obviously, after having all those things, how you generate output out of these things, right? And how do you use certain available tools in a way that you are producing the output which is required for you or for the enterprise, anything. That's a real creativity by taking the advantage of the machines and things like that. The last but not least is the responsible AI. That means somebody is understanding the responsibility of the AI. Because if you know about, a lot of people talking, including Elon Musk, he was concerned that that's why he does not want to invest much money into AI. But later on, he's coming into AI because it's obviously cannot be avoided. So there is ethics part of it. But they want you to learn those ethics also and understand what is required. So we give a clear pathway for you to get into this reality of artificial intelligence by starting with the AI fundamentals, the concept of what is AI and how things work, then getting on to data place in a way that how you can curate the data, how you can format the data and represent. We're going to show you some examples, especially Beju is going to tell you how data can be kind of utilized for analysis and analyzing certain home rates and home prices and things like that. He'll talk about that. Then, as I said, deep learning of AI and also the generative AI, that means the output of artificial intelligence. And last but not least is the responsible AI. So we're covering whole gamut of the certification path in a way that your credentials, when I say the certification, it does not simply mean that you get some course completion certification. There's an end-to-end process where you are learning it. Number one, that means you are internalizing the fundamentals of AI, for example, and then you are practicing it. That means you are doing some lab activities. And after that, you are going to take a secured proctored exam so that there's a digital display of your certification credentials saying that so-and-so has been certified. And if somebody has to verify your credentials, they can do that. So that's a whole process of doing it. So the program, what we do is completely instructor-led in class and also online, because the way it works is both. You can come in, walk in into our doors and we're open, or you can also do the same experience online as well. And it's a comprehensive exercises and practice labs with also a lot of practicums, exam preparation quizzes and practice questions. And as I said, secure online proctored exam so that the ID is verified, government issued ID. And then if somebody has to verify that credential, it is there with the digital badge so that you can prove that you have gone through certain programs so that you have the credentials at your disposal to show or put on your resume. Okay. So our diagnostic and also prescriptive approach is very simple: assessment, training, and certification. I don't want to take much time here, but one-stop shop for end-to-end kind of scenario for you to get certified with a cost-effective way. And we do have a lot of accreditations. We are Virginia State approved workforce training provider as part of VIOVA, and also previously Oracle University authorized workforce development partner. We work with Microsoft, Cisco, CompTIA, and all those things. And again, this is not vendor specific, it's vendor neutral. That means I'm not addressing IBM or Microsoft or Google. Rather, how do you build the blocks? How do you learn basic alphabets of the language so that you are a better builder, irrespective of vendor who is providing that solution to you? Okay. So those are some of the credentials. So just wanted to make sure that if you need to understand more about this, you can go to our website and then click on that. You can get more details. We also have some financial options for you to make the payment and things like that. You can reach out. But some of these professional affiliations, we are not something, providing the training like as a YouTube training. We're a government recognized State Council of Higher Education certified school. We are also recognized by National Institute of Cybersecurity Education as part of Department of Defense. I'm also having Oracle Workforce and also Pearson for Authorized Test Center and also EC Council Academy partner. So I start with Beju here. He's going to address the real world applications of artificial intelligence, and then we'll go from there with the demos later.
Yeah. We talked about some of the applications earlier, right? So it's all about applications, especially for us who are working professionals. The learning has to translate into enterprise use cases. So there are lots of real world applications, and we'll be covering about 5-6 dozens of real life applications in these courses. Healthcare is the largest GDP segment these days, right? It had overtaken financial services a couple of years ago. AI is being used at many places in healthcare, in medical image diagnostics, right? In cancer detection, primarily cancer detection, right? And treatment plan can also AI can design treatment plan, but a physician has to kind of oversee. So as Ganga said, it's AI and people. In other words, it's AI augmented with folks like you and your users. That is what AI, the real AI is. Entertainment industry is another example where Netflix uses recommendation engines. Amazon kind of, was the first company to use recommendation engines, but Netflix really made it better using AI. And, AI, let's see. Gaming is a place where AI is used quite a bit, right? Meta, Facebook Meta platform is another place where AI is beginning to percolate into. Retail, we talk about retail, the personalization, the shopping personalization, but there's also other back-end aspects of AI which you may not see in the front end, which is inventory optimization, the chatbots, configuration of the chatbots. There's so much opportunity in AI. It's essentially at this point, it's limitless actually, and it's ours to grab. Right?
ChatGPT is one of that solution.
ChatGPT is just one part of the solution. Yeah, exactly right. Transportation, self-driving cars, car technology has, become so much better that it can warn us many times before the accident happens in many situations, right? And traffic prediction is another thing. Ganga talked about the navigation system. It can clearly predict the prevailing road conditions and tell us exactly how much longer it's going to take and how long it's going to take for an incident to be cleaned up on the road, right? So again, we just touched upon 4 industries, but there are dozens of industries. And I work in financial services, for example. I work in healthcare. I work in retail. I work in entertainment industry, as I showed. But I also work in manufacturing. We saw some inventory optimization, but supply chain is a big area. Manufacturing is also a big industry. Manufacturing, ERP has lots of applications, right?
Yep.
Just, I can go on and on. I mean, we have limited time, but I can go on and on. So,
moreover, it is touching every job. That's important.
Yeah,
So we have to be skilled in and understanding it. Without knowing building blocks, I would say alphabets, you cannot learn a language.
No.
No matter whatever it is. That's what you have to.
And this is the
ready.
opportunity. This is the place to learn those alphabets, those basics, because we're starting from fundamentals, right? And then we're going all the way to the responsible AI, which is kind of the other end, right? So it's very comprehensive.
Okay, so we can do a couple of demos here. I just want Manu to show one of the real building application here. Manu, can take over, please.
Yeah, hi everyone. Really exciting presentation so far. I'm going to share a couple of quick demos. I mean, I use AI in my day-to-day, like pretty much all the time. Let me show you an example. A couple of quick examples that I use. Literally one of these, and again, this is not about advertising any specific company, etc. Right? I was just making an example template, an example PowerPoint presentation, right? And very wild that I can make a presentation on logistic regression, and I just put in. We can do another one. If someone wants to type in some idea in the chat, they can do so. Let me go back. I'll make a new presentation. But literally, almost all of these tabs have some type of AI, and that's how it's been recently, right? Being able to use AI allows us to do so many things. Let me give you another, just like a simple example. We can use it to make presentations. Most people think only about how they can use AI to chat with ChatGPT, but there's many things, right? Especially now the field of images is expanding so much. So imagine that I have an image like, let's see, let's use this one. I was looking at funny images, right? This is a dog that has like some royalty wear, and this is very abstract concept. Like we can look at this and we can laugh, right? Because it's like we're humans and we understand there's this humor that there's this dog wearing this thing. But I thought, how funny would it be if we had something that very simply built with very simple aspects that you can build an application that takes an image, even a funny and ironic image, and you can make a poem out of it. So I thought, hey, why not make this into something? So so here I have an example of how I use that, and it literally figures out this is a painting of a dog dressed in a military uniform with a crown. I mean, that's astounding, right? And then we take that one level further and we say, hey, AI, what if you actually wrote me a poem about that? right? So then it's able to come up with a poem looking at this image, right? We can think of a poem. This is a regal dog in uniform dress, a king of the pack, commanding with zest, right? So it's able to come up with something that rhymes and actually matches the concept that we see here in the image, something abstract of a dog dressed in the royal uniform or military uniform, right? This is just again one of these other examples. Hugging Face has some really cool stuff that where they use you can run and deploy now using open source models, right? I just define my application, and based on the application here that I wrote, that you'll be able to learn once you understand some of these fundamentals, I'm able to generate a cool app like this, and I'm able to deploy it directly in the cloud. So by things that I learned and picked up from other people. And in fact, there's a whole host. For those of you who are interested, you can check out the want to check out the world of AI. You can check out this link. I'll drop it in the chat, where there's people everywhere that are creating exciting examples and unique use cases about AI. And again, they're open source. That's one of the powerful things related to having this kind of vendor neutral knowledge, being able to think of AI. Was there a question? Okay. Think of AI not just as ChatGPT or these big names that you use, but being able to think about the actual principles that you need in order to be able to build applications and go wild. Now, I got a couple more minutes. I'll do one more example. All right. So now a lot of us probably, maybe, you're here, you're thinking about getting a certification. This is probably another site you go on a lot. You go on LinkedIn, right? And you probably are interested in looking at different job descriptions. So, you look at job descriptions, you apply, and then you look at another one, you apply, you send your resume to 100 places. And then everyone also tells you, sorry, this is a pop-up. Everyone tells you, hey, you need to customize. It's very important that you customize your resume to each place that you build. But at the same time, I may spend an hour spending my time making a resume, but my resume might get filtered out by a bot. So I thought, why not even the playing field, right? It's going to be bot versus bot. Let me program a bot that actually allows me to tailor my resume automatically. So I'm showing this to you live. This job posting, you can look it up. It got posted 3 hours ago about being an artificial intelligence engineer. So I thought, why not? This is a good one. So what we're going to do is we're going to just copy the responsibilities and qualifications section. Okay, and I'm going to take this. I already loaded most of this recently, so it should be okay, good to go. So I'm going to take this job description. Let me make sure I have everything that's good. Okay, where alter call AI. Okay, cool. So this is the job description. I'm going to copy it. I could make this a more fancy like little application in UI. And what's funny is that because I learned how to do prompt engineering, I learned how to do this stuff in AI, I'm just doing this stuff for fun. And then I found out there's actually a paid service that does this exact thing, right? But knowing the actual fundamentals of AI, I built it for myself as part of my own personal interest, and I can use it anytime I want, right? So that's the difference between actually like we were mentioning earlier, the difference between being a builder and being a consumer. There's going to be a new stratified field coming out. Okay, the other thing that it asked me for is job role. Okay, I need to include that. Let's say AI engineer, right? And what I do is I have the tool run through for the job description below. I want it to perform, a couple of tasks. I want it to let me just run this first so that we can see. Hopefully everything works. Let's see what will happen. Okay, so the goal is that basically I thought about, well, each job description has a bunch of these different items, right, that you want to look at. Like it expects you the qualifications, solid skills in Python. By the way, this is good notes for those of us who are taking notes about how to become this role. I figured this is a good one to check out. But what I decided is that, what does it actually mean to develop and implement AI solutions? Each of these things. So what I have it do is that for each item in the job description, I have it expand to 5 additional bullets. Now you'll see why that's relevant in just a sec. So for each item, some rapidly prototype and test new AI features. And now it breaks that up. The AI is going to tell me what are the types of skills I need to have. You can use this both ways to learn skills, or you can use it to be able to apply to jobs. So this expands the types of subtopics so that now it tells me, okay, this is the thing that the company said, but this is the relevant subtopics that someone with the level of experience that they're looking for should have. They should have rapid prototyping methodologies mastered. They should have experimental design, A/B testing frameworks, performance evaluation, and user feedback collection analysis, right? So these are the types of things that are composed of being able to rapidly prototype and test new AI functionalities, right? Same thing. So all of these are like that. So that's the first thing. And then finally, I have it go through and extract actually all the technologies that are there inside the job description so that I can automatically add them to my resume. Now, you may think that, okay, well, this is cool. This does help me add a resume, but where do I go from here, right? We want to basically take all of these things and see, what can we do so that I now have imagined my own resume. I have a resume that I input here. You can copy and paste your resume, whatever that is, right? I'm just going to run some of these cells, right? And the idea is that once this runs, and notice how that it's incredibly fast, especially now that we're using GPT-4 Turbo. GPT-4 Turbo that came out recently, there's a lot of interesting advancements. So we're able to get these responses. Let me just print the response that I got. Okay. Again, and you see this is blinding fast, right? This is not an application that someone else wrote, right? It says, thank you for providing the resume. Now let's look through this. Looking at your resume, you got some strong background in data science, technical leadership, and AI solutions. It's looking at my resume, right? So that's why it says that yours may be different. So here's a few areas that you can actually add your resume to tailor your AI engineer job description. Highlight NLP techniques that you used, AWS experience, et cetera, et cetera. So it actually tells me these are the things that you need to do. And then finally, now that I say, okay, we'll actually implement these changes and refactor my resume. So, through a series of logical steps, I've tried, trust me that when I say I've tried to do this directly in the UI in ChatGPT, it is not the same. It doesn't work the same. And that's one of the powers of being able to learn how to code, being able to learn how to be a builder, being an engineer, brings a completely different level of flexibility in how you work. And there you go. Now I have a revised resume that includes some other resume points that I can use. Okay, then I can copy and paste these in. I can change, I've included inside my coding logic to provide some sort of numbers, but of course you want to make sure if this is relevant or use this still as inspiration. But this still does a lot of work for us. And it actually helped me find that, wow, there's actually a lot of experiences that I forgot I had that I can actually use to add to my resume. So, so that's what I wanted to share today. There's a lot of other stuff we could talk about. I've written code here. This one is kind of broken right now because of some of the things that OpenAI changed. And so, but you can, for example, use code in order to create images quickly. This is a batch script that I use to create like 10, 12 images at a time. And you can use it to make presentations. So anything nowadays is possible. So that's the new world that we live in.
So anyway, you can come to our Chantilly Training Center. This is one of the campus of Global Institute of Technology. If you have any questions, or you can send us an email to Victoria or anyone. So this is one of our campus, but to shut off the light to get better visibility of you guys, because the camera was a little bit down today. But otherwise, we'll be walking and talking in the classroom. So we're in the classroom here. So please, have yourself see us, or if you have any questions or doubts, you can give us a call or send us, and Victoria will be happy to coordinate and then make sure that you are in good hands, so that we will navigate for the career path in a way that not only just training. We don't want to leave you there. We wanted to connect you to the job market, because there are a lot of opportunities out there where people can be well connected with the organizations in a way that you are looking for clear career path with one of the mid-size or big-size company, whatever it is.
Yeah, we'll be happy to help you to the extent we can to ensure that, you are, you're finding right jobs after this course, essentially.